Say the word nails in some houses and the dog is gone, under the bed, behind the couch, anywhere but here. If nail trims at your place look like a full body wrestling match, or you've just given up and let the vet or groomer deal with it every few months, this is for you. Overgrown nails aren't a small cosmetic thing. They change how a dog's foot hits the ground. They can force the toes into an unnatural angle, and eventually they just hurt. Every single step. The fear is usually about a bad experience or a rushed introduction, not the nails themselves, which means it's fixable. I'm going to show you how to make nail trims boring instead of terrifying, the tool that's actually easier than clippers for most scared dogs, and what to do if you nick the quick and there's blood everywhere. Let's fix it.
Quick diagnosis, because understanding this changes how you fix it. Almost no dog is born afraid of nail trims. This fear is built, usually from one specific bad experience. A quick nicked once, a restrain and force session that turned into a struggle, or even just being flipped onto a back and pinned down by someone in a hurry. Dogs generalize fast. One scary trim, and the sight of clippers, the smell of a nail file, even just a hand reaching for a paw, can trigger the same fear response for months or years afterward. There's also a physical piece. The quick, the blood vessel, and nerve running through the center of each nail grows longer the longer nails go untrimmed, which means overgrown nails are actually more likely to bleed when finally cut. A nasty cycle where avoidance makes the eventual trim worse, which reinforces more avoidance. The fix has to break both parts, the fear memory and the overgrown quick problem underneath it. Before anything else, consider switching tools entirely, because for a lot of scared dogs, the clippers themselves are the problem. Clippers work with a sudden squeeze and cut motion, a snap the dog can feel and sometimes hear, and that sudden pressure is exactly the kind of sensation that triggers a flinch and flee response in an already nervous dog. A rotary nail grinder removes length gradually, a little at a time, with a steady low hum instead of a snap. No sudden pressure means no reason to flinch. The trade-off: it takes longer per nail, and the sound itself needs its own separate introduction, since some dogs are sound sensitive before they're touch sensitive. Introduce the grinder switched on but nowhere near the dog first, treats for calm reactions to just the sound well before it ever touches a nail. For most scared dogs, once the sound is a non-event, the actual grinding is the easier half. Here's the real fix, and like the other fear-based problems on this channel, it's a ladder. Small reps, never big enough to trigger panic. Rung 1, days you're not even trimming anything. Just touch a paw, treat, let go. Repeat it across a few short sessions until a paw touch means nothing. Rung 2, hold the paw a beat longer, gently separate the toes the way you would to actually trim, treat, release. Rung 3, bring the tool, clippers or grinder, near the paw without touching it, treat. Rung 4, the tool touches a nail with zero cutting or grinding yet, just contact, treat. Rung 5, one single nail, actually trimmed or ground, big celebration, and stop the whole session there, even if 17 nails are still long. The session ending on a win matters more than getting through all the nails in one sitting. Do one rung or even one single nail most days, and most dogs move through this faster than owners expect, because you're never giving the fear a reason to fire. A few setup details that make the ladder work better. Time it after exercise when your dog is a little tired rather than wound up. A calmer starting state means a calmer ceiling on the fear response. Good lighting matters more than people think, especially with dark nails where the quick is hard to see. A bright lamp aimed at the paw is worth the extra step. Treats need to be genuinely high value for this specific job. The cheese and chicken tier, not the everyday biscuit, because you're asking your dog to tolerate something it's found scary before. And keep the audience small. One calm person doing the trim, nobody hovering, no excited kids narrating the process. Nervous energy in the room becomes nervous energy in the dog. The mechanics, because fear aside, plenty of owners are also just unsure where to actually cut. On light or clear nails, this is easy. Hold the paw up to the light and look for the pink line inside the nail. That's the quick. Cut well before it, leaving a small margin. On dark nails, where you can't see the quick at all, take small clips rather than one big one and watch the cut surface. As you get closer to the quick, you'll see a small dark dot appear in the center of the white cut surface. That's your stop sign before the actual quick. If you're using a grinder, the same rule applies, just gradually, grind a little, check the surface, grind a little more. When in doubt, trim less than you think you need to. A slightly too long nail is a 5-minute problem next week. A nicked quick is a painful, bloody setback tonight. It happens to every single person who trims nails eventually. Even professionals, you catch the quick and there's blood, often more than the injury actually warrants. Nail beds bleed dramatically. The single most important thing you can do is stay calm because your dog is reading your reaction more than the pain itself in that moment. A panicked owner teaches, "This is a disaster," while a calm one teaches, "This is a minor thing that happens." Press styptic powder firmly onto the tip of the nail for about 30 seconds. It clots the bleeding fast. No styptic powder on hand, plain flour or cornstarch works in a pinch, press the same way. Comfort your dog normally, end the session there regardless of how many nails are left, and this matters, don't let one accident undo the whole ladder. Go back to a smaller, easier rung next time, rather than skipping the next trim out of guilt. Skipping just lets the fear harden around the accident. Once the fear is under control, the maintenance schedule is what keeps it that way. Nails every 2 to 3 weeks, or listen for the tell. If you can hear nails clicking on hard flooring, they're already too long. Frequent small trims keep the quick naturally receding over time, which means each session gets easier and the margin for error gets bigger. The opposite of the avoidance spiral from scene 2. If a full session still feels like a lot some weeks, even 1 or 2 nails counts as progress. Consistency across many small sessions beats one dreaded monthly marathon every time. The not-to-do list. Don't restrain and force a full trim through active struggling. You might get all the nails done once, but you've just confirmed the fear and made next time worse. Guaranteed. Don't avoid it entirely because it's stressful. Overgrown nails cause real physical pain and gait problems, so skipping isn't actually the kind option. It just delays a worse version of the same problem. And don't punish or scold a dog for pulling away or struggling. That's a fear response, not defiance. And adding correction to an already scared dog only confirms that nail time is something to dread. If your dog's fear is severe enough that even the ladder isn't gaining ground after a few weeks, a groomer or vet tech experienced with fearful dogs, or even brief sedation for a true reset, are legitimate options. This doesn't have to be a battle you fight alone. Gear recap linked below. A quality cordless nail grinder. This is the single highest impact item for a scared dog. Styptic powder, non-negotiable. Keep it in the same drawer as the grinder so you're never searching for it mid-bleed. A simple clip-on lamp if your current lighting is dim. Skip. Guillotine-style clippers if you're a beginner working with a fearful dog. They require more precise positioning than scissor-style clippers, and the margin for error is smaller. And skip bargain no-brand grinders. The cheap ones vibrate more and run hotter, both of which make the sound and sensation worse for exactly the dog you're trying not to scare. One more thing that helps more than people expect. Stop making nail trims an event. If nail time is its own separate announced occasion, it's already primed to feel like a big deal. Instead, keep the grinder charged on the coffee table, and when your dog's already relaxed next to you on the couch some evening, just pick up a paw and do 1 or 2 nails. No build-up, no announcement. Scattered 5-second sessions during normal downtime do more for a nervous dog than one formal weekly appointment ever will. So, the fear is built, not born, which means it can be unbuilt the same way. Tiny reps, a tool that doesn't startle, sessions that end on a win, even if that win is 1 single nail. Switch to a grinder if clippers are the sticking point. Set the session up right, and if you ever hit the quick, stay calm and reach for the styptic powder instead of panicking. Do this consistently, and most dogs go from a full-body escape attempt to barely looking up from the couch. Everything's linked below, the kit and the full written ladder. And if your dog treats every walk like an all-you-can-eat buffet of things off the sidewalk, that's next. Stop your dog eating everything on walks, coming soon. Subscribe so you catch it. Tell me in the comments, how many nails did you get through in your last session? I'm the dog fixer. Consider it fixed.